my name is Rebecca Black and I am the Bexa Boss Lady and Boss Lady Resale. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have great news. I hit 10,000 Instagram followers last week. I'm pretty super excited about it. And I thought I would give you some of my tips and tricks on what I've been doing to be able to build this crazy page that has just taken a life of its own. And in the last 6 months, yes, that's right, 6 months, I started, what's today's date? Today is the June 27th, and I posted my very first picture on Instagram on December 27th of 2016. Now, I'm gonna, just so you don't think I'm like full of shit, I'm gonna show you, this is my, you can see my, I think you can see it, right? You can see my followers right there. So I'm at 10,195, and my very first picture was terrible. I should have known better because it's not my first time at building a Instagram account, but it's also not really the best picture, but I'm gonna find it. And basically when I decided to start this Instagram page, I did it out of frustration and a necessity when I was dealing with my chronic illness, and I just needed something. I needed to find like-minded people I could help become a community part of a community with, and that's really what made me start this new venture. And my very first Instagram picture on this account was an Antonio Milani blazer that I found, and that was the very first picture. And so as you can see, my pictures have improved drastically from a reselling perspective and from an Instagram perspective. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But what I first wanted to tell you is this is, like I said, not my first time building a niche-based Instagram account or blog or profile or any of those things. Oh, my nose just won't stop itching. I don't do cocaine, I promise. So this is not my first time, I digress. This is not my first time. And I just thought that since I've been able to do it and I've replicated it a couple times now, whether it's on my own sites or through consulting, through the small businesses that I've helped over the years, or my own gym that I started, this is how I all started to learn about 8 years ago when I opened my own gym in Ohio. And I just have gone through all of these kind of learning curves and do's and don'ts and what people have responded to in the sense of what I'm trying to build versus other people. So what I decided to do is I'm gonna give you my top 10 things to get to 10,000 on Instagram. And I wrote them down in this handy dandy little list here on my mermaid notebook. Woo, cheers to all my other sister mermaids. But anyway, God, I am just off on tangents today, bear with me. I wrote down 10 because I think these are the most important. There are obviously 1 million ways you can buy them, you can spam people and get them, you can buy other accounts. There's ways to get followers, but what I want to help you build is truly a niche-based community online that you can use to help you grow your business, you grow yourself personally, and be able to help others in the long run. So the first thing, there's 10. So the very first thing is what I believe is to be authentic. And authentic to me is, it doesn't mean that you have to share everything that's going on. It doesn't mean that you have to, be like Debbie Downer all the time, or you don't have to always share good things and bad things. To me, being authentic is being true to yourself and to others and what you want to present on social media. Now, it really doesn't matter what community you're in. There are going to be people that are braggers and boasters, and they're going to tell you how awesome everything is, and they're millionaires and bajillionaires, and all they did was work 2 hours a week. I mean, that's every single industry. When I was in the fitness industry, it was the same thing. It's been like that in the car industry, the reseller industry. It doesn't matter. What matters is that people truly believe what you are selling and the information that you're providing. And I feel that I don't edit these videos. You can probably tell. I believe in them being raw and real, and this is me and this is who I am, and hopefully you like it. And if you don't, you write, you're a dummy, and then you go on your way with something else, or you just don't watch my videos anymore. And that's fine, because I am being true to myself and being who I am. And I replicate that through my personal branding, through all of my social media channels. And that way I can make sure that my message is always heard, my message is on point. I am able to accurately describe what I'm trying to do. And for me, and if you've been following or watching my videos, it's truly, truly, truly to be able to help people like me with chronic illnesses, or people who take care of others with chronic illnesses, or whatever the case may be. People who are struggling, that A, there are ways to make money, B, there are ways to make your life happier and healthier, and C, providing a little bit of humor and insight and inspiration to those who are struggling like I have been for the last 6 years. So that is really my goal. And I hope that that comes across in my videos, in my photos, in the information I share, and all over. And I think it does, because I get the best messages from you guys who watch my videos and other people on Instagram. And I really, really, really enjoy the interaction and the community that I have built. And part of that is because I feel that I am presenting a true and authentic self. And that is what I think is most important, is an underlying theme to any social media channel. I don't care what it is. If you are really trying to build a personal brand and a personal niche type of situation, whether it's a blog or a social media community, that is priority number one. Number two, find your people. Find your audience. Go on Instagram. Who are your audience? Do you collect, do you collect special items? Do you have a skill? Are you teaching people how to sew? Do you want to give classes on how to become a coach, become a better cross-country runner? Whatever the case may be, whatever you want to present to people and the information you want to be able to provide to them, you want to make sure that you are finding your audience. And so who are they? You need to know this. You need to be able to recite it in your sleep and dream about it and know who it is. And this goes back to any marketing book you will ever read about finding your ideal customer and making sure that, you are finding those people and getting in front of them and interacting with them, engaging with them. So find them, know who they are. Is your audience parents, or are your audience people with kids? Is it seniors, baby boomers, millennials, resellers, whoever it is? Figure out who that is. That's number two. Number three, share your story. Now, I say share your story in the sense that I tend to overshare, and I am willing to talk pretty much about anything to anyone. And that's simply because I just think that it's important to be able to engage in conversations with folks about different things. And by sharing my story, it allows me to relate to you and to others and create that underlying community and understanding of authenticity. So I'm not saying you have to show your, your bank account and go on, Capital One and show us how much money you make. I'm not saying you have to, take pictures of you throwing up in the toilet to prove that you're really sick. What I'm saying is you need to be able to just give little snippets of information that show kind of who you are and what you're all about, and allow yourself to be a little bit vulnerable to be able to connect with other people on that level where you can build those online relationships and that online community. That definitely is number three. Number four, it kind of goes back to number two, which is finding your audience, but number four is developing your message. Now, you might not really know exactly what your message is right away, because sometimes as you build followers and you build up this community, you will find that it takes on a life of its own. You're gonna find that there are people that teach you things that you didn't even know, and that will reshape and evolve, make an evolution of how your page is and what you thought it was going to be and what it's turned out to be. And so if you allow yourself to go with the stream and the water and the rocks and all this stuff and just kind of guide it along the way, you really can pick up on some great feedback and some great things from other people and be able to truly build this amazing little, like I keep calling it community, but it really is building this base for this community so that you are able to present your information, sell your stuff, teach other people whatever it is you want to teach them. And in reverse, you are also learning from these people that are your audience who are sharing back information with you, and it becomes this reciprocal give and take relationship that is just amazing. Be careful of just constantly pushing out information and not being able to engage with people. One of the most important things about any social media network is truly it's social. So I want to talk to you and you want to talk to me, and we interact and we engage. And that's how you become more successful, is the more, you can engage with people who are in or interested in that niche, that subject or topic that you bring to the table. And then if you aren't sure, number 5, if you really aren't sure about it or what you want to do your research. Go onto Instagram, take notes. If you have a personal Instagram account, okay, let me back up. I have a personal Instagram account. It only has about 2,500 followers on it. I don't really use it that much anymore because I've definitely built up this other community. The other page was just my personal stuff. Most of the people that followed me on there were friends and family and, people I've met over the years, acquaintances at conferences and such. It really never developed into a true brand or identity. It was just, hey, look at my nephew, or hi, look at my dog. I have a pug and that's a lab, and that's what it really ended up being. So for this one, I really wanted to find out, who were the people that were doing a really great job at this. You want to know, when you're looking at their profile, what are they saying? What are they taking pictures of? What information are they giving out? What questions are they asking people? What questions are they being asked by other people? And all of these things will allow you, again, to shape your personal brand, your Instagram page, and let you organically grow these followers. Because if you are, also whatever you don't like, make notes of that. If you don't like, some of the photos or the filters they're using or the videos, write it down. Make sure you're writing it down and keeping an eye out while you're doing your research. Number 6, completely fill out your profile. So make sure that you have either your logo or a nice, clear, crisp picture in your profile. You will notice that almost in everything that I use, I have professional headshots. I believe that a professional headshot, every single person should have one. You don't have to pay a lot of money to get one. I just think nowadays everything is so visual that you really need one good picture that you can use for pretty much anything. Make sure your website is filled out, the little bit about you, that narrative ties into your mission, ties into your niche. That way people can find you, and making sure that the link actually works, clicking on it, so your location if that's necessary, and that way it looks like your profile is a real person or business because it's completely filled out. Number 7, hashtags. Hashtags work, use them. Find out what hashtags go with your audience, with your niche, your community. Where are they? Click on hashtag cross country, and I'm sure you will find runners pictures, coaches, everything you can imagine, and see what hashtags they're using, see what photos they're taking, see what people are interacting with. It's all about starting to do your research. And I'm not suggesting that you spend 5 days for a week doing research on this, but getting started is the first step. And then adding to this a little bit by doing these things gradually over time will allow you to be able to grow your followers and your community without just kind of popping into the scene and thinking everyone's gonna start following you, because that's not really the way it works. But hashtags work on Instagram. Now, I write my caption of my photo. Sometimes I include a couple hashtags in the narrative, but usually under the comment below, I save about 25 to 30, you're allowed 30 hashtags in my notes on my iPhone, and I copy and paste them into that bottom thing. And so that way, when people are searching for related items, my hashtags are related to that, and they start showing up higher based on how people respond. Now, Instagram used to be in a timeline manner, so if you posted a picture at 4 o'clock, I posted one at 4:05. They were chronological. They have since changed that. Now they are more of an algorithm, like on Facebook. I hate it. I hate it so much. I miss so much on Instagram because I feel that I can't see everybody's stuff now, because I'm seeing things from 4 days ago because people are interacting with it, so that's ranking higher. And it's frustrating because I want to be able to see people's photos in my community, but I can't always. So making sure that you're, having fresh content and searching and using the hashtags make the ability to find you easy, and that way people can follow you, engage with you, and help you build your community. Okay, follow and engage, 8. Now, you want to follow people, obviously, that are relevant. I would start out following people that you admire, that you're interested in, and that way, like I said, your news feed, the algorithms, it will show their stuff first, and that way you can constantly see what they're doing, what they're posting, how they're interacting, and that way it's fresh and in your head. There's really, I don't think, a rhyme or a reason to how many followers, to how many followers that are following you and you're following them. But I do know that if you are following 5,000 people and only 28 people are following you, your account will look like a spam bot. Nobody wants to follow a spam bot. So I try for at least the first 1,000 followers to keep them even. So as I follow people, they follow me back, and it's this, teeter-totter game of following and unfollowing, right? Following. And then as you start to grow, and you are gonna get more people than you actually end up following, maybe you wanna follow a lot of people, I don't know. I follow about 1,000 people. I have a little over 10,000 followers. That way I can really see the people that I'm most interested in. Not that I'm not interested in the other people, but I wanna make sure that I'm building this community, I'm able to see what's going on. And then number 9, speaking of posting images, making sure that your photos are clear, concise, they have a meaning behind them, they are relevant to your niche or your brand or who you are as a person. And that way people really get a sense of what your page is all about. So mostly I share photos of, different inspirational quotes. I share things that I find when I'm thrifting, things that I have sold, tips on bookkeeping and numbers and sourcing and all that kind of stuff. So I like to keep it as a big mix of everything that's kind of related to this niche. Now, I do know people that their Instagram is strictly for selling stuff, and that's okay. But no, that's gonna be a different follow-y relationship than what I am suggesting you build for your niche. So that's just a little bit different. But just be careful of what images you're posting. You want to make sure that they match the mood and the tone and the mission of what you're trying to accomplish, and they're capturing your audience. Posting stock photos isn't going to get you there. Weird blurry pictures. I mean, come on. How many times have you been on Instagram and you just think, why would you post that? Why? It serves no purpose, it's not relevant, and it doesn't really make any sense. To me, it's a turnoff. I don't know. Who am I anyway? just trying to help out, but follow the lead of people who are already doing it and doing it well. That's what I will say. The final thing, number 10, is to post consistently. I try to post at least 3 pictures a day, and that way I am engaging. I like to post in real time. It's just how I do it. I believe that there are now apps that allow you to post it. I don't know what they are because I don't use them. I like to post as I'm going. It ties back and goes into my authenticity aspect and my personal brand. So for me, when I find things that are inspiring or that I really like, that is when I post them, and I use it as a living, breathing social media site for what I'm trying to accomplish, which is helping other people, learn to live with their chronic illness successfully, navigating the system, being able to make money, being able to be happy and live a healthier and fuller life. And if you can't live a healthier life, maybe a happier life, that is what I'm trying to do. Inspire others. I want to inspire people to make goals and set them and stick to them. I want to inspire people to know that they can list, more things and make more money. I want people to know that there are so many con artists and scammers out there that you really need to look under the surface, to see what's really going on. And that's my goal. I have a really great bullshit meter. I'm not afraid to share it with folks. And, that is something that also comes out in my personal brand and in my authenticity. So with those 10 things, it's not a guarantee. There are no guarantees unless you go buy 10,000 followers. But if you do these 10 things and you do them consistently and regularly and on point, you will be able to do what I have done, which is build a community of people who talk to me. I respond to almost everyone, unless, like I said, I miss something. I try to respond to all my direct messages. I respond to 90% of the comments that are left, unless it's doesn't need a response. And I comment on other people's stuff. They're commenting on my things. I'm sharing things. I'm finding new people. And even now, as I'm moving forward, I'm doing all of these things, and I will keep doing them to continue to build my audience and build my community. Now, there are 5 things that I want you to avoid at all costs, and one of them is itching your nose constantly on a video, because that's super annoying. Okay, so 5 things not to do. These will get you unfollowed very quickly. Number 1. Constantly spamming people with weird comments. It's one thing to find people that are similar to your niche and commenting like, oh, I really love that, or, that's a great tip, something. But writing super cool on 50 comments is just annoying, because that's on 50 pictures. It's just annoying. It's not authentic. It's not really trolling, but you're just trying to get a response, or you're just trying to get people to follow you. So just don't do that. Tagging other people in your photos when the photo is not relative to them, you just want to get their attention. It's super irritating. Don't do that. Just don't. If you really want to ask someone a question, tag them, ask the question, but don't tag 30 people in one post hoping that you'll get their attention so they'll answer your question or buy your thing or whatever the case may be. The next one is being controversial, and unless being controversial is your niche, which if you are a religious blogger, not to say all religion is controversial, but like they say, you don't talk about politics, religion, and sex at dinner with friends. So if that's your niche, that's totally fine. If you want to talk about feminism or, conservative issues, that's fine. But just remember that that's your niche. That is your audience. Those are the people that you're gonna want to connect with and relate to. If you are just trying to be Switzerland and have a neutral site, and maybe you throw in a couple things once here or there, that's fine. But just be wary of what you're sharing and how that can affect how people view you, and if that's something that you want actually to be viewed for on your page. That's all. It's just a cautionary response. That's all that is. Number 4, using other people's images without giving them credit. Don't regram people's photos and then not tag them or give them credit for it. That's just rude. And don't, like I said before in the narrative, don't sign up and then follow 5,000 people right away. Allow yourself to really build with followers that are related to your community, that really care what you have to say and are interested in learning more about what you do. All right, so this week has been an amazing week. This month, I guess, I hit 1,000 YouTube followers, so thank you all so much. You guys are amazing. I hit $10,000 made on Poshmark, and I have green up arrows in my eBay store. I hit 10,000 followers on Instagram, and I'm just pretty super stoked about all of it. So rad, so excited. I never would have thought this would happen when I started doing all this in December. It really just, like I said, started out of a necessity for my own mental health and trying to find a community and people that are like-minded like me, being able to share my story and relate with them, and it really has turned into an awesome community. I can't wait to see how it evolves and turns into the end of the year. If you have a tip for getting Instagram followers or building a community on social media, please post it in the comments. Would love to have it. And as always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can always be updated with these amazing videos with the Boss Lady. Thanks, see you later, or next time.